So, of course, election integrity is another issue worrying a lot of voters. And here in Pennsylvania, constables are one of the few people allowed inside to ensure things are running smoothly. We've got Constable Todd Ross here with us today. Thank you so much for making the time to visit us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people know what you do. Talk to us about some of the main duties that you provide inside a polling location on Election Day.
So during the elections, constables are responsible for being at the election polls for both elections during the year. We just observant, as far as anybody that may get, maybe a little disorderly or whatever. I've never had that happen to me or any of the other constables in York County, but we're preparing a little bit more for this upcoming election.
Yeah, we've reported on threats of violence against election workers and volunteers. So is there a heightened level of awareness, maybe training, as we head into Tuesday?
There is. We've actually met several times. When I say we, the York County Constable Association has met several times with the York County Commissioners, York County Emergency Management teams, the York County District Attorney Dave Sunday, the Clerk of Courts. We've all got together and put together what we figure is going to be a pretty good emergency management plan if needed.
Talk to us about that. Are there specific rules and regulations that you look out for, and are you permitted to detain, arrest, and remove someone if they're not following these rules, if they break them?
Yes, so our constables are instructed. We are, by law, we can make arrests, on-scene arrests for disorderly conducts, harassments, anything of that nature at the polling places, just to make sure that everybody else that's there feels safe as well. And along with, this couldn't happen without the, each individual police departments, chiefs of police, all their cooperation and their support that we've gotten, and that's what makes it all work.
Yeah, and you guys are working overtime too, so we really appreciate that. So I understand there are 23 states that ban paraphernalia or, violent messages, anything that are improper, they're being asked to leave. Is there anything like that in Pennsylvania that people should be aware of, T-shirts and buttons or hats?
So to my knowledge, my knowledge, I've never heard of, I've not heard of anything as such as that as far as the state of Pennsylvania. We have not discussed anything as far as types of shirts or writings or signs or anything of that nature. I would guess that if there was something along the lines of it being obscene, that we would probably step in and just ask that person to either, cover it up, or if they were done voting and kindly ask them to move along.
Yeah, so what's your advice for voters as they plan to come in and vote in person on Tuesday?
So my advice would be, I think you should all feel safe and secure as far as coming to the polls. I encourage, like most people do, to encourage each and every one of us to go out and vote. That's our right to do that, and we are there for the voters.
And that's so important. Constable Todd Ross, thank you so much for being here, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.